welcome back to Black Moon Coven. Today's video is going to be all about elements. So it's going to be another beginner video, but I feel like we didn't talk about it yet, so why not? So elements are really important in spell work to give it kind of an extra power, to put your intentions out there a little easier, to help you kind of visualize things. Casting circles obviously is really important, and you have to really know your elements and where they lie on the direction. Hey guys, welcome back to Black Moon Coven. Today's video is going to be all about elements. So it's going to be another beginner-like video, but I feel like we didn't talk about it yet, so why not? Let's talk about it. So elements are important in spell work and circle casting. So obviously in circle casting, you have to know each element and which direction it corresponds to successfully open and close your circle. Really important in spell work because it gives it that extra power and helps you manifest your visualization a little better, to help you manifest your intentions a little easier. It gives it that little extra boost of energy that you might need in a spell. Power elements. So every witch is supposed to have an element that they connect to a little better than other elements. However, that's not always the case. For example, I connect with fire and water. That's a whole nother story about natal charts and things like that. If you haven't done your natal and birth chart, make sure to do that. It's really clarifying. It tells a lot about certain things. So, and it'll give you your moon sign and your sun sign, which for me was, Aries for my sun sign and moon sign for Pisces. So I was fire and water. So pretty interesting, and I do connect with both elements. So that will tell you something right there about your power element if you have one or choose to have one. There are 5 elements now. So as a witch, you add on the other element, and I'm sure you guys know what other element I'm talking about. Obviously is spirit. So spirit is a really important element for us witches, but we will go into what spirit is and what stuff corresponds with that. So let's start with earth, because earth is everyone's favorite element. The color is green. Obviously you could use green for your spell work or in your altar to represent earth, or you could use brown or anything with earthly tones to it. Symbols. So when I talk symbols, I'm talking about your altar again, or something that you could use to represent earth in spells or bags or sachets or things. So symbols are salt, crystals, sage. You could use plants, you could use acorns, you could use basically anything that came from the earth to represent earth. Direction is north, so you're going to be facing the north when you are calling out to earth in your circle casting. Stands for fertility and stability. Also known as the solid element. Spells for earth, or you could use earth as kind of a tie-in, is manifestation, wealth, shelter, fertility, growth, and abundance. So you could cast any one of those spells with earthly undertones to it, or you could add little earthly additions to it to make it stronger. Some herbs associated with earth are sage, woodbine, and mandrake. And animals associated with earth are hare, which are little bunnies, and wolf, bear, or serpent. So if you connect with any of those animals, or if you found that one of those animals is your familiar, or you connect with it a lot more, then maybe you are an earth element. Something to think about. Planet obviously is earth. So on to the next one. The next element is air. The color is yellow, or some people use white because, air you can't really see, but traditionally yellow is the color for air. Symbol, wand, and feather on your altar, or you could put your incense there. The smoke from the incense will kind of act as an air symbol. Stands for communication and memory, also known as the elusive element. So some spells that you can do with air are communication, knowledge, learning, travel. Some herbs that are associated with air are lavender, lilac, wormwood, and eucalyptus. Animals are basically every single bird. Or, I don't know. See, the thing is, I'm not sure if a bat counts as an air animal. I'm not sure. I will have to do some more research onto that because it is a flight animal, an animal of flight, but it doesn't have like bird qualities. Not sure. I'll have to research that. But planet is Mercury. On to fire. So the color is obviously red. You could use orange. You could use, I guess you could use yellow, but that's kind of already the air color. So red, orange. Symbol isn't a theme or like a fancy ceremonial knife used on your altar. Stands for inspiration, courage, and passion. Also known as the element of clarity. Spells that you can do with fire undertones are defense, willpower, courage, and inspiration. And some herbs associated with fire are rosemary and dandelion. So you could burn those herbs to kind of call upon fire or use it in a spell to kind of bring that element there. Some animals associated with fire are salamanders and cats. So any cats, big or very, very small cats. Planets are Mars and the Sun, which is obviously not a planet, but it is associated with the fire element. So next one is water. The color for water is obviously blue. Symbol is a chalice or a fancy cup that you use on your altar, or a bowl. You could use a bowl as well. Direction is west, so when you're calling out to your circle, you're going to face west to call out to water. Stands for intuition, dreams, and emotion, so basically anything with like fluidity. Also known as the element of movement. Spells that you can do with, water undertones or with the water element are love, healing, dream work, emotional issues. So again, anything with fluidity and has to do with feeling and emotion is usually the water element. Some herbs associated with water are rose, violet, chamomile, and hyacinth. Some animals that are associated with water are basically any water-based creature. There is also a section of witchcraft that are called, I'm not sure about this, but they're called water witches, I think. But they really connect with the beach and shells and rocks and the beach and mermaids and every water creature or that there is. They connect with the moon, Venus, Neptune, Poseidon and stuff like that. Any waterly elements of witchcraft they connect with. And I only know this because I downloaded the Witches and Pagans Amino app, and there's so many other witches on there. So definitely if you're a water witch, go on there. You will find a whole community of water witches. But planets that are associated with water are Moon, Venus, and Neptune. So on to the fifth element, most important one of all, is spirit. So the colors for spirit are white or purple. Purple is the color of the divine, so I use it for spirit as well. Symbol is the pentacle, so it's the 5-pointed star. Direction is the center or the heavens. So when you're calling out your circle, you're going to be standing in the center, but your wand is going to be pointing up to the heavens as above, so below. So that is how you call out to spirit. It stands for connection, magic, and transformation. Also known as the unknown element because it's an element, but people don't consider it one. It's more of a metaphysical thing. Spells that you can do with spirit are transition, transformation, and spiritual growth. Some herbs that are associated with spirit are lotus, vervain, belladonna, and mugwort. So be very careful of belladonna and mugwort. Only get it from a trusted source. Don't ever pick it yourself, and ingest it. Make sure that it's totally safe to ingest and consume. So there you go. Animals that are associated with spirit are spiders. Yep. So if you connect with spiders, you're definitely a spirit witch. So you could do like things like divination or spirit work or stuff like that, maybe a little easier than others. Maybe you connect with spirit more, and that is super great. Spiders naturally follow witches around. They're kind of attracted to that energy. I don't like spiders. I never will like spiders, but I respect them. So I would never kill one, but I do respect them. So there you go. So that's spirit, and that's the 5 elements. But there is kind of an issue I had as well with talking about pentacles and things like that I wanted to bring up. So yeah, it's going to be a little bit of an issue. Let's talk upside down pentacles. So, hold on 1 second. Okay. So this is what a pentacle right side up looks like, and that is the element spirit. That is the symbol. That is a symbol for witchcraft and everything else. That's freaking awesome. Everyone loves it. It's beautiful. As soon as you flip it upside down, people get horrified and people start to shriek and run away because, yeah, it has a really bad reputation for being, being a symbol of Satanism and occultism and everything else. And I want to kind of clear that up because the media, of course, does a horrible job and does this to us, so that really, really sucks. So this symbol, the upside down pentacle, is not a symbol of Satanism. It's not a symbol of bad anything. It's a symbol of banishing and protection. So wear it proudly, wear it with pride. Know that if you do wear it though, people will voice their opinions because that is where we live. People have a voice now, so they have to say every mean thing that's on their mind, but don't acknowledge it. Don't even let it put you down. Don't even argue with the people. Just be like, okay, yes, and whatever. But that's not the point. So symbol for banishing and protection. A lot of witches hang it upside down on their doorways, so then it could cleanse and filter energy of people coming in, and it could banish and protect negative energy from the home. So the symbol of a right side up pentacle is just as important as an upside down one. So, treat it with respect and know the difference and wear it with pride as a witch. So that is the end of the video. I hope you guys really enjoyed that. It's just a little beginner snippet video, but I hope you guys found a little power element or maybe something to look up into, like, oh, I'm doing a spell next week or whatever, and I wanted to include the water element into my spell work. That is awesome. Hopefully, you guys learned something today too. So yeah, join the coven for weekly subscriptions of weekly videos on witchcraft and DIYs and things like that. So go ahead and subscribe. Yeah, until next time, stay grounded and stay centered and take care of each other.